Hello everyone, Mario the Pieman here for some more Star Trek Online and specifically the Romulan campaign with Drakhara. Now, actually, we are now on, I've mentioned this before, we are now on the general campaign, so this is the one that you can play on any character, any faction. The main Romulan campaign finished with the big space battle several episodes ago. It's been a while since I've recorded, so I do apologise if I'm a bit rusty as to where we are, but I know the storyline of this quite well. If you remember, for those who came in late, we were way back in the Nimbus episodes. There was a Reman who had taken some Thaleron triggers, and we were trying to track him down. We did eventually find him in a secret ice base after going through various things such as a mine, and we made friends with him. However, our government has not agreed to help us out with him. They still consider Obisek and his Remans as a kind of outlaw, but however he has asked us to help in a situation where a ship of his has gone missing, and if we could go and look for it. Well, like I say, we're not providing material aid, we are coming in to provide some aid. So I am just flying again, getting to the Napada system. I will probably jump cut there about now. Sub-Admiral, I'm not reading any active vessel and sensors. There is, however, a debris field nearby. It's clustered around a definitely not suspicious satellite in orbit of the planet, and the composition of the debris corresponds with the ships that have gone missing in the region. I'll keep scanning, sir, but I need to take a closer look before I can determine if there's any Thaleron weapons in those hulks. So we've got to go and get closer. Now, one of the things actually I thought I should clarify. We finished the Romulan starter campaign, or the new Romulan character campaign. Every faction has its own intro, although to an extent, again, asterisk on that with the various variety of Federation ones. In fact, even the Dominion campaign, there's quite a lot of difference in that. What we are now on is the storylines. So this wasn't actually how the game started off. It started off with just missions, and what they did at a certain point was group them into storylines. We get some plot happening here. I'm not detecting the vessel Obisek sent us to find, but all the ships in this debris field show signs of being affected by the same thing, a high frequency energy beam that overloaded all the systems. If the Reman ship was hit by that beam, it might have crashed to the planet's surface or gone adrift elsewhere in the system. I'm detecting energy readings from the satellite, sir. The Reman crew detected them as well. They could have tried to use it to record a distress signal. We'll need to be closer before we can attempt an uplink with the satellite's communication. So we've got to go closer. Oh! Now that's not gone well. Got purple happening. Subat, we're stuck! The beam is holding us like a fly in a spider's web. We've managed to keep life support and environmental systems active, but almost everything else is offline. Shields, weapons, engines, nothing works. I'm not detecting any life signs of the satellite, sir, but there's a compartment with life support. Systems operating the beam must be automated. The chief says we have enough power in the backups for run transport. I recommend we send a team over to that satellite to find a way to turn the beam off. Yeah, you do that. I'll wait here. Oh, I'm guessing it's me. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll go over then. But you're coming with me. Where is she? Captain, the consoles here appear to control the beam that's draining the power from the inevitability. But there's a security lock preventing access. We need to find a usable console. Well, let's have a look. There's a console. Locked online. Oh. And this one is engaged in another operation, so busy. Now, there's quite a few consoles. I'm not going to go, they all stay the same thing. Just take my word for that. Because I do actually quite like this mission, but I will have to do some maths, so pros and cons. But if again, I could check out all the articles. Again, I have to sometimes keep remembering to do this because as your characters get further up, you really don't need to find other sources for things like crafting supplies. But again, all of these, again, just to show you, yes. Long range sensors overriding. So, there's a lot of automation going on. But we are going to go back to this console, when I can find it, because this console doesn't appear to be locked with others. Whoever did this must not have thought that the console could be used for inventory control was important. I think you can access a back door into the rest of the satellite programs from here. Well done, Brill. Glad we brought you along. Well, I see the problem. They're causing a lockout by forcing the satellite's primary processors to run through a series of equations and removing key bits of information from the answers, which causes the processors to lock up. If we can solve these equations and input the correct information directly to the consoles, security lock and the satellite control should be released. So basically, they've kind of put them on a busy. So we would solve equations. So 126 plus 3211. Now, my maths teacher, many years ago, for probably, who knows, I've got so many young people watching this, said you'll have to learn mental arithmetic because you don't carry a calculator around with you and you won't be everywhere you go. Well, haha, joke's on you. 68 plus 3211. And that gives us 4479. So we've got to, for this one, cycle this one till 7 comes in there. I don't particularly like the puzzle, but they're trying to do something different, and I do appreciate that. 4, 5, 2, 8. They could have had you shooting stuff. Some of you might say, I'd rather watch that. 2974. 7. Oh, that's plus. 4, 5, 2, 8. I'll probably skip this with maths happens. Minus 2974. 1554. Wishing you how to double speed. Two 891. Again, if you really wanted to, you could probably just do this at random selection, but I'm going to do the sums. There we go. 7 to 8. Now, what I think, we've solved the equations that were causing the issues in the consoles. Now we can need to plug those values into the console controlling the security lock, and we should be able to access all the operations. Okay. So what I should have done is actually done these with another character, written down all the answers, same equations every time, and then looked like a maths genius on the internet. But I didn't. Instead, I've hopefully skipped that. Yes. So. Just put that in. So we now have long range scanners, everything uploaded. So we then go to this console. This controls the satellite's targeting. I'm not sure if there's a way to disable whatever it is targeting the system or ship. If we can get it to target something else, we have a chance of prying the ship free. So what we do is we can look at the long range scanners, we can expand the range, no new objects. It's 1,000 kilometers, there's a derelict hulk. So, reclassify the derelict hulk to active. And then there's data. So targeting control. So at the moment active target is us and derelict hulk. And designate the derelict hulk as the priority. Oh, something's happened. So there's one of my other crew members. The satellite has ensnared a piece of debris. Its stranglehold is weaker, but we're not out of the woods. Critical systems are stable, but we don't have locked weapons or long range comms. There we go. So we're getting there. Now one of the things you might notice is there were some big pink glowy things and they've switched off. I do quite like, although the lighting engine appears to still see lighting in there. I'm not all sure I like the new lighting engine. When I say new, it's been around for years now, but a lot of us are still mourning our loss of our day and night cycle in Risa and Hatham province. Right. So this looks like control the power supply. Since we weren't able to free our ship by targeting something else, perhaps we can decrease the power of the satellite's weapon. Then the ship might be able to break free. So update power save modes. So we're going to load the yes, trigger save. So we're going to basically put it on eco mode. So opportunistic. Return to main menu. Set process priority values, and we'll restore factory defaults. And there we go. If the inevitability doesn't attempt to move or fire at the satellite, it'll engage a low power version of the beam. It's almost like an energy saving, so we have put it into energy saving mode. You don't have to worry about life support. We'll hold the ship stable and keep working on boosting power. We're going to try to disrupt it and free us. Okay. So you see we're getting somewhere. You can see the glowiness around these has shut down. So again, the pink lighting sadly doesn't. The old lighting engine did. So again, so this one is operations control. We've managed to minimise the power output. I think if we can keep at it, we can switch the satellite over to sleep mode. So, and again, if we did this in a different target, it might not always work. So we'll change operational status. So we'll switch it off. The shields are coming back on. The systems are coming back online all over the ship. Weapons, shields, even the replicators are working. They're going to beam us back. Excellent. Well, that was nice and easy. Wait a minute, this isn't the ship. Where am I? I appear to be in a cage. In a cave. Well, now what?
If you fail to comply with commands,
now we fight, or we die.
Ah, I nearly got wedged to the door.
Make sure you pick up a melee
A
weapon.
little trick.
All of your gear is deactivated, and I won't protect you in there.
Oh, I've got a bat left. So, yeah, there's another set. So I'm just going to quickly equip that bat left. And, I prefer the falchion if I'm honest, but it's a better level. There are weapons here, but they're worn. So again, you can pick. It gives you the option, so if I did want a sword,
Remember to equip your new
I
weapon.
could, but it's Mark 11. Where's this one's at? No, it's actually... usually that weapon's better. Actually, in this case, the worn sword... Actually, I'm going to stick with the battle left though. So, and there is another one I'm sure I can pick up. So we're going to go into the arena. Now.
Commencing Test 1. Nopadan Desert Akari entering testing area.
And yes, the fight music from the original series has started. The melee combat isn't the best in this. They have improved it.
Releasing War Eagles now.
If you hit the right combo, well, you know this from the Klingon, there is combinations you can hit and it'll make you do fancy moves. Now, you might remember this guy who we're fighting. He will show up in a minute. We have met him before.
Proceeding to Test 3.
Oh, the Magato. So hot right now. It does look better if you ever watch the episode. It only appeared in 2 episodes of Star Trek. One was the episode 5 Little War, where it was a man in an unconvincing gorilla suit. And the other one was the Lower Decks episode, Magato Gamato. Which, in that one, it, well, I won't describe what happened to that. It's maybe not the most family friendly. It all gets a bit David Attenborough.
Prisoner 1478, remain in the area for interrogation. Prisoners return to holding area. Failure to comply will result in punishment.
I'll return to the holding area. There was, and I can never remember if it's these ones or if there's another side where you can get some better melee weapons. So, I've got to go back to my cage. I mainly got to do that because your punishment will be the mission will not advance. But I do like the use of the TOS fight music. What used to happen here though is there actually used to be force fields containing you, which have been removed. It has also been, it did add some voice before, but they've added voice in, and they've actually changed this mad lad's voice when he appears. There is Slamik.
What do you want?
Slamik, how did you get here after our escape from Installation 18 and that planet where you thought we could save ourselves?
I remember you as well. It seems your prison break, however well-intentioned, just ended up the same way. It's enough to make me think that I keep picking the wrong side. After escaping the installation, I joined up with a freighter. We were passing near the system when we were snared by a satellite and drifted into the planet's atmosphere. The ship crashed, and even though I activated an emergency transporter to beam several of us to the planet's surface, we were captured almost immediately by a group of soldiers. Since then, I've been stuck in this cage, watching my former crewmates fight and die in this arena. Now I'm the only one left alive. That is all I know.
And well, I remember you. Remember, we've got other plot things because I did the Romulan missions. You were there when we were in Krataris.
Now I recall. You were working on all those errands when we were attacked. I managed to escape on the shuttle, and some of us signed on with a freighter.
Yeah, and there was also Installation 18.
As you can see, things didn't work out so well after that.
So you wound up working as a stevedore to make ends eat. What happened after that?
We were transporting a shipment of Thalaron weapons. I know they are so dangerous that nobody wants to use them, but our fight is getting desperate.
In this, if you're
We
rude,
needed to
he'll
do something.
climb up, so we've got to be nice.
That would shift the tide of war, even if that choice was horrific. I jettisoned our cargo as we were entering the atmosphere. The weapons were completely destroyed. I've seen what Thalaron weapons are capable of firsthand. I could not allow them to contaminate.
Oh, good. So they're gone. Well, that's that mission over.
Fight.
Any ideas who brought you here?
I don't know who was responsible for this place. The trainers and the guards all appear to be mercenaries, without any clue about what's going on. They're paid to keep us in cages and look the other way. The night I was brought in,
the voice of it used to just go, "It's too bright. I tire of
bright
this
lights
place."
in my eyes and a synthetic voice asking me questions. Whoever it was took care to conceal his identity.
Any idea what they want with us?
I have no idea what they want with us, or why they make us fight. This all seems like some sort of giant game, but there is no one in the stands to be entertained.
Am I the only person you've been paired with so far?
I've had several partners in my battles. You are the only one about which I've been questioned. You must have impressed our masters. I know you have impressed me.
Are we the only ones here?
I think there are others. I hear other fights. If there are other prisoners, I have never been able to contact them. We are kept separated and caged, unless we are fighting.
How many fights have you been in?
Too many.
Do you know any way past their defenses?
The trainers carry key cards. That's the only way I know to get through the defenses.
Do you think we could get a key card?
Can I trust you?
Now, you can't answer no, but he'll go, "Oh, yes, you
I
can."
can see that we think the same way, friend. A few years ago, I worked as a bodyguard for a Ferengi merchant. He had a talent for acquiring latinum. And during my time with him, I learned a few things. I was able to lift a key card from one of the trainers during my interrogation. If you help me, I think we can overpower the guards and escape through the main door in the arena.
Well, let's do it. Let's get out of here. Now we just got to wait to be left out. Let out.
If you fail to comply with commands, you will be punished.
Let's go. This time, what are we going to fight this time?
Test scenario 4 activated. A Hala release.
Oh no, these wormy things from Nimbus.
We need more help! I'll try to free the other prisoners. You fight the worms!
Or, how about I free the prisoners and you fight the worms? No. I was wrong. I thought there was a way in there.
Enemy targets on sensors.
So yeah, we've got to fight the worms. And then the big one appears. Oop. There it is.
Use the consoles on the sides of the arena to fight the Elder Worm!
Fortunately, they've put some convenient defenses in here. You still get blasted because it is still playing. This is a fairly easy fight. About the melee combat's probably the thing that makes it the hardest. Now I'll leg it out of here because you do get a slowing effect from those things. So we're about to get some more worms showing up. Actually, yes, they have tidied that up quite a bit. So we get extra worms on the second round. But you can see I've been slowed. It does make it run a bit less, so we've got to defeat the big worm. Up there it is again, so I'm going to run to the other console.
Just like last time. Use the remaining console on the side of the arena
Like
to fight the
the
Elder
necklace
Worm.
on the wall. Dak tag rather than necklace. Fake fan. Fake fan.
There's another set of consoles by the metal wall. Use them while the worm is distracted. Yeah! I've been hit! I can't continue, my friend. You'll need to protect me.
This is the way you regenerate hell. What do you need me to do? Right, okay. Trying to get to release the other prisoners. But sadly, I'm getting hit by this slowing effect. Come on, where's the... there it is. This might actually be when I can get into that other side, but maybe not. Aha! Oh! It's full of space! Ah, phew. Well, that was weird. That's not a plot element, just to warn you, it's that's a glitch. Nah, we can't, it's because I picked them up from the other one. There were good weapons in there, I should have probably held on, but... Space!
Enemy targets on sensors.
Now we got to defeat the Hala worm. Problem is we're in combat, so there's the consoles though that we're aiming for. I thought we should have opened with these ones, but maybe that's just me.
The worm destroyed the metal wall! Run! That's our way out!
Okay. There we go. Now,
Romulan base? Here? What did they want with us? And what is that device?
so this is just telling us new subject, initial analysis, subject threat level is high, risk of escape or intervention testing is elevated. Notify Colonel Kahiv, or this guy again, to escalate. So test parameters, develop a matrix alpha quadrant species, determine which species can be pitted against one another for maximum devastating effect to each. Tests not be limited to sentient species of Iconians of technology that allows to directly introduce new flora to any well, so something to do with Iconia. Honoured Master will take some time, a few personally. Humans and Klingons show the greatest productivity towards fighting when there's no chance of victory. Breaking a Vulcan's emotional control usually render them helpless. They have no ability to process the emotions, so they zealously suppress. Bajorans will fight to the death to defend homes of loved ones, but may reject a fight that doesn't threaten what they hold dear. Betazoids will detect betrayal, but their telepathic senses can be overwhelmed by plain and violent thoughts. Possible way to break the Klingon Empire may be the Gorn, more than 70% choose to help another Gorn for a Klingon. Herogen are notable for middle and single contact, but reduce their threat level. Oh, there you go. And I'll be able to temporarily control symbiote through its host for separate study. Two attempts to implant a symbiote in a host from another species have failed. Both symbiote and host died with the nerve. Indeed are quite interesting. I request more time. So there you go. 1478. Captured by a small group of humans. Interrogation inconclusive. Recommend use of holographic. Single combat test was wounded on 4 occasions. 1478 might be a suitable subject for team testing. Study. So there's R1. They contact me again. My associates have 2 tasks for me. First, destruction of the Remans. I understand their anger. The Remans are attempting to rise above their station. Their mind is slave, need to respect their betters. Taurus was able to control them after Starfleet captured her. Surviving Remans developed delusions of self-worth. This troublemaker calls them Obisek. Who is he to tell them they can be free? Does a beast of burden have the right to choose its own destiny? Probably not so irksome, it would almost be comical. I will present Obisek's broken corpse to the Iconians in tribute. They will reward me richly. The second task will take more effort. The Iconians want data. They want a species of the Alpha Quadrant tested until they break. They want to know the weaknesses and how to destroy them. They want to see the strengths and know how to destroy them. There you go. They will admit that they take no pleasure in this task, and are quite entertaining to make some of these self-righteous humans turn on one another, or push one of those blustering braggarts from Kronos until he begs for death. Hakif is a wordy bastard, isn't he? On the Vulcans, I will make the Vulcans weep and I will savour each tear. I know of an abandoned Colosseum in the Napata system. We can find a way to test subjects there. Time and effort, but I'm confident I can get what the Iconians want. So, that's what's going on here. What else do we have? That's the dampening field. I thought there was a... Right, I'm not going to do that yet. I'm actually going to check for two things. First one, just... Oh no, the next one's a different mission. Oh no, there is, yeah. Ah, not here, but there will be technology to pick up. That's fine. What's this thing? Before we escape through the waste pipe. So, Vernat logs. These wayward settlements must be brought to the knowledge. They present a danger to Romulan hegemony and identity. We can't ask for the luxury of thinking that Romulan people can scatter to the corners of the galaxy. When the Iconians finally arrive, all Romulans must be united in our cause. Any dissonance or intrusions could cause the Iconians to see us unreliable, and I will not allow such short-sightedness to undermine our role in the New Order. Fearnat was not a its target. The planet's climate made it suitable for the agriculture, an easy place to make a new start. It's only natural that those lacking conviction and foresight would flee there in the hopes of shirking their duty to the Romulan people as a whole. The introduction of Fearnat was a necessary and proper reminder to anyone who does not share a goal as a threat to our survival. So, they blew up Fearnat. What else do we have? Nimbus. Distance have taken up falsified transmissions and coded to look like Tal Shiar's own work. Turning these rebels to our cause will bolster my cause significantly. Their intelligence and creativity will serve me once they are properly conditioned. Meantime, we'll be sure to update our protocols and lunatics and check the older codes. So that's again what we did in Nimbus. I quite like this, just referring to stuff that happened on conditioning logs. Proven very effective. The many refugees that we've captured are becoming useful members of the new regime. I must, however, discover how a mole has managed to infiltrate our organisation. I would like to see that Drakhara become an obedient thrall. It was almost gratifying to compensate for the loss of my natural eye. A sudden break for conditioning should be impossible for any normal person. The conclusion is someone is deprogramming my subjects. Obviously I can't trust anyone, even those nearest to me. Fortunately, the imagery return by Iconians will make this point moot. There you go. So that's quite neat. What is this thing? It's a gateway. Appears to be whoever created the laboratory like the controls. So comms, most recent moment. Our mass and patience wears thin, Hakeev. Time grows short and still they have not provided all the species data that they require. Are you having trouble acquiring targets? I've provided you with the necessary technologies to identify the satellite in the Napata system, but your little snare is slow. What you use more test subjects? Perhaps a small colony would be enough. I'll contact you again to work out the details. So we're getting Romulan emails. So it's been to Romulan Mystery, so that's been to different parts, places we've been again. Up. And no, the gateway isn't working, so that's us done those parts. We now have to escape through this drain. Now, is this the one that's a problem? Because they rejigged it, and I'm sure this pool is now very deep. Ah, no, it's okay. You just have to make sure you hop. So we've escaped after reading all of Hakeev's email and probably making some Amazon purchases.
Watch out! There are Romulan Scorpion fighters overhead. They're looking for us. We need to move quickly and smartly to avoid detection. I recommend we head to the east. See that mountain in the distance? My ship crashed on the other side. It may have something we can use to signal your vessel. The search for us will only get more intense the longer we stay here. We need to get away from the arena as quickly as possible.
Okay, let's run away! Run away! I quite like this, you know, we've escaped, there's a desert night, we've got our buddy here. You know, we're not going to quite do the more confusing Drakhara climb through our river.
There's a fighter heading straight for us. Quick, take cover in those dark rocks over there, and wait
And
for
was
it to pass
reborn
overhead.
in the
Stay
desert.
still and wait for that fighter to pass overhead. If we are fortunate, they won't detect us.
Again, quite cool to have the asset of those fighters. Obviously they have the models from the space part of the game, so it's still nice to
They didn't see us.
have that.
Let's move on.
Okay.
I can't go on.
Oh,
My injuries from the arena are too painful.
come on, we're meant to
Need
be in a
find
rush.
place to rest for a moment.
Oh, we all need to find a place to rest for a moment, but fine, fine. You're not making this mistake any easier, Slimmy. You're swear you were a pain in the bum when we're on that planet as well. Right, let's have a chat.
Forgive me, my friend, but the pain...
Ugh.
I need to rest, just for a moment. My wounds are agonizing. I fear the worm's venom may have infected me. The pain is excruciating.
Probably should have brought you one of those
My
plants.
vision is blurred, and my blood burns in my veins. Before we were captured, my science officer said that the local plants here have medicinal qualities. Please, I need your help. Find something to ease my suffering. I need something to disinfect my wound, something to treat my fever, and anything that will ease my pain.
Punch in the head.
Thank you, my friend. I know that I would have died today if it weren't for you.
Night is young. I'll see what I can find. Right. Let's see. So this. Plant has analgesic qualities. It will be strong as anything given the med bay, which will take the edge off Link's pain. The type of plant grows in the shade, so look for it inside hills and cliffs. What's this one? Basically, we've got to find some of each plant. Looks like it would work as an antipyretic. It should help to alleviate his fever. Unfortunately, this plant doesn't look healthy. You're going to buy that for it. You need to find a more robust sample. Okay, and there's one more. What's this little grassy thing here? Plant looks like it works as a disinfectant. It should be stronger to clear out whatever infection he's picked up. More samples. So basically, we can't just use all the plants here. We've got to run off and find some. So we're going to get 3 of these, 2 of the bark, and 1 of the other one. Again, I suppose with this, I do have a soft spot for this general mission because, yes, there's some combat, there was the arena fighting, but if you look at most Star Trek Online, it does go through a fairly standard mix of go into space, shoot some things, then beam down to a planet, shoot some things, talk to a few people. And this one tried to be different. It was actually one of the first sort of major updates released, was this set of missions to the game. Possibly not the first, definitely one of the earliest voiced parts of the game as well. And yeah, it was quite exciting to have this Romulan story. I did mention they eventually split them into these story arcs. So what they did was they've actually gone through a couple of iterations of it before it's hit here. There were some missions that just kind of sat out on their own. Why Temporal Ambassador shows up in that list before this one is because they'd actually, when they did the Temporal Agent, no, the mission, yeah, was it Temporal Agent? It's not Temporal Agent, but whatever, Delta Agent thing that you are in this, sort of Delta person from the future. When they did that, they rejigged the missing timetable again, and then when they did the temporal arc, which you'll see the early TOS part of with Doug, with that they then rejigged and took some old temporal missions, and basically they were initially kind of missions that you could take on at different times, and they folded them kind of into the temporal Cold War. And that has roughly been the structure now. It's been that for quite a few years, that we've now had these kind of blocks of missions, and in fact one of the things they did tweak, once you hit a certain level you can actually attempt them in any order. Now I've not really played a playthrough where I've attempted them in the wrong order, because it works better. This is how the story runs. You can see we've now got this build up of Iconians being involved.
Thank you, my friend. I'm feeling better now. I think I can continue.
Good stuff. Right. Now, should probably be staying low to avoid fighters, but there we go. Yeah, I quite like this kind of moonlight escape. Like I say, just a bit different to your normal mission. And for all that it still has some combat, and again I can pop out my...
Now that we're in the canyon, we shouldn't have to worry about the fighters anymore. Just the local wildlife.
I'll just leave that gas.
Keep your eyes open.
I actually keep with the melee weapons, because to me you wouldn't be firing off energy weapons down here in case the fighters detected it. So I'm doing stealth. But essentially, there is quite a lot of running in this. Oh, we have some Salats. Salats, of course, being a cat-like creature of Vulcan origin. It was actually described as in the first mention of them was in Journey to Babel, and they mentioned that Spock had a pet Salat. Now, obviously the canonicity of it's iffy, although Lower Decks has done a lot to bring it back. But in the animated series, you do actually see Alchaya, his Salat. However, at the moment, I've just gutted 3 of them with a batleth, so probably won't tell Spock that should I ever run into the guy again. Oh yeah, I like your childhood pet. Yes, I had to fight some of them in a desert. Not really a good conversation starter. Oh, and there's some more of them. Like I say, they've thrown these in. I personally don't think these are particularly necessary. They do just seem to be here to... I'd have probably just made you not have to run so far, but... There's Slamik, and he's got his Riemann telepathic powers. Now, we are going to come to a point where there are different missions. I'm not going to show you them all. I'm not going to reopen with a hold of Alts and show you the different ones. We'll get to a point where what you have to do varies depending on your class. It's one of the few times that, aside from obviously the bonus and the kits that you use, it's one of the times where you're being an engineer. We had that earlier in the Frozen mission, that there were different ways to solve the puzzle depending on your training. And this is another one where what you actually have to do once we get into this particular
Weather
area.
isn't going to hold out for too much longer. We should look for a place to spend the night.
Really?
I've noticed that there are things we can gather along the way to make our night more pleasant. The search patrols are moving on. We will not survive a night in this desert. We need to find shelter and safety. If we can scavenge provisions to create a camp, we'll have a better chance of reaching the wreckage of my ship alive.
What do we need?
The temperature is dropping. If we don't find warmth, we risk hypothermia. We can't use a phaser on the rocks here to heat them. They're too porous. We will need firewood. Look to the dry plants. If we can collect tinder, kindling, and logs, we will be able to create a fire that will last through the night.
Okay, so basically, yes, we've got to find stuff again. Again, they're doing what they can with the engine. I'll say. Other ones have you finding a thing to hold water. Some of them have you finding food. So it's again, they're trying. Like I say, in this one, most of what you're doing is fetching. Sadly, again, arguably it's not the most visually dramatic, but I quite like this mission. So that's just found kindling. I suspect something's going to jump out of these at one point. I know when the finding water, you've got to find one of these round plants as a gourd, and the first few you pick up are always full of spiders. Yep. This is kindling. Collect tinder is not the app. We're not going to go dating. Yes, I did make that joke. Yes, I'd do it again in a heartbeat. And is that?
That should last us through the night. Let's get into this cave before the temperature drops anymore.
Right, so we've now got to find this cave. Which cave, Slamik? Again, that's... I'm sure there's been some slight rejigs in where things are in the mission. Just as they've redone. Again, there's always some small changes, and in fairness to the devs of Star Trek Online, they do quite often try to improve old missions. Sometimes it's by literally removing them, or by shunting them into a weird limbo, like if you're not a Romulan, the Nimbus missions are just they're optional, whereas they are on the mission diary for a Romulan character. But likewise, there's some other missions which will crop up. There's the second set of Deep Space Nine missions. They're not in the normal mission journal. and there's also a couple of
Temperature's
others.
dropping rapidly now.
You will see those.
This cave should protect us from the elements.
Okay, well, I guess we'll
I've
see.
done some exploring. It looks like this cave continues when the sun rises side of the mountain. We could save time and energy by using the passage instead of trying to find a path over the mountain. Excellent. The passage saved us hours. This could be a good day. Let's find my ship.
Okay.
My ship isn't far from here. I think I can make out smoke from the wreckage on the horizon.
Smoke from the wreckage and fire in the sky. Come on, Slamik, sing it with me. Smoke.
There she is.
There she is.
Wasn't much to look at, but
No.
she was ours. And when we were flying through space, we were free.
Well, yeah.
Perhaps she can help us one last time.
You know what they say, a ship will get you work, a gun will help you keep it. Oh wait, that's wrong TV series. Yeah, there's a crashed spaceship again. Nice set piece on the ground. I could have probably just ran down the ramp rather than take this way, but I've got to look for...
We should check to see if the emergency beacon survived the crash. But in the likely event it didn't, we might be able to piece together some components to create a makeshift emergency beacon.
Apologise there, just coughed. I had to stop for a quick drink of water. And first... Oh, what's this? Why have you got an Arconian artifact with a holographic delta above it?
I don't know why Slamek had this on his ship. The
Could you help me off this planet?
Or Riemann
No?
design.
Oh, right, okay.
There are traces of protomatter and decalithium, and those are materials used to create the Hobus supernova. Be careful. You don't know who you can trust anymore.
There, so we've done that bit, so it should be... Always double check. Yep, there it is. There's no way this vessel will ever fly again. The damage done by the fall is severe. Emergency stress people wasn't vaporized, it's probably buried another 30 meters of rock in the sand, and like the singularity driving cargo bays. You do, however, find a backup generator with a minuscule amount of energy left. If you had the right components, you could construct a makeshift subspace beacon. You won't be able to do anything more than transmit a few pulses to let your crew know where you are. It should do the trick. Well, let's do it. Basements. Hey, hi! Hi, that's Varil. I thought it was carrying something unusual. I think that's Ward. I'm going to have to do the piece of tech again. I think I jumped the gun on that. Let's just make sure everyone knows that that's been done.
I don't know
Yes.
why.
But lucky this piece survived the crash. The Kleins did build it to last. Yes, and I had to look at it twice. So the first piece of wreckage is up here. Come on, Viril, you've got through to me. Through the temple, do that. So we have a communications array, we've got to find a navigation beacon. Again, similar thing. It's the downside is that we do end up doing the same thing over. But at least, like I say, this mission I will always have time for because it's just a bit different. So that's our subspace distortion inverter. Last but not least, the navigation beacon. We've got to attach it to the power source now. Glad you're helping there, Slamik. I suppose he could be carrying all this stuff. Maybe I'm wandering around here with my bat life out. Carrying all this, you know, he's carrying all that stuff. Right. Right, I suppose we've got to wait for rescue outside. Oh, those are Scorpion fighters. And a whole bundle of Romulans.
Did you think you could run from me?
Clearly.
I've planned this from the beginning. You fool! You were never safe! Prisoner 1478, take your
Oh,
place.
Slammy.
You did your job
Yeah.
admirably.
He was wrong
It is
on the
good to
whole
know
time.
At least one Reman understands who is the master and who
I quite like
is the
that. It
slave.
links back to the
There is nobody you can
that mission
trust.
originally, the
Nobody.
one on
I knew
Craterus.
that I had to break your spirit. For my revenge to be complete, I had to show
It's
you
not broken.
just how helpless you truly are. When the Iconians return, I shall have no more distractions.
He's a bit overdramatic.
But you will not be there on that dreaded day.
You're
This
monologuing.
tiresome game ends. Now! You took my eye. You subverted my plans. But at last,
Spilt my coffee.
you will know that all your struggles were meaningless. Ready? Aim? No!
Ah, no. Yep. Yes, he did his big no, and we got away. Quite a nice wee scene, even if he is overacting. So let's.
I apologize for Slamic's action. I had no idea there was a traitor in our midst.
In fairness, I let him
If
go a
his
couple of
actions
times as
caused
well.
harm to you or your crew, forgive me. That was not my intent. However, your trip to the Nopata system was not in vain. Now you see. Now you know. Hakiv is a pawn of a greater power. The demons of air and darkness are here. You should report to your superiors. Tell them what you have seen here. Open their eyes to the dangers that lurk in the shadows.
Oh, we got a free shield array. So.
Congratulations, Admiral.
I'll wait for the new one to issue.
Klingon intelligence has completed its analysis of the data you recovered in the Nopata system. The Iconians are using the Tal Shiar as a way to influence the Romulan
Yeah,
Star
that's what I
Empire.
was saying.
Their persecution of the Remans is directly related to this. They will hound the Remans until they are broken, or until they are too suspicious and beaten to ever trust an ally again. This is a coward's way to wage war. Are they too afraid to face us directly?
Well, probably
We will
yes.
stop these machinations now. Then we will see if these demons are brave enough to show their faces. The data you recovered indicates that Hakiv is operating out of the Betreyal system. Long-range sensor scans suggest there may be a major Tal Shiar installation there. You know Hakiv better than anyone. I am offering you the chance to face him at last. Warrior to warrior. He must not escape.
Okay. Should probably tell you he had an Iconian gateway.
Hakiv had a working Iconian gateway? Finally, the pieces of the puzzle start to fall into place. We know that the Iconians survived the destruction of their homeworld. Now we know that they are active in Romulan space, and apparently using these gladatorial combats as a way to test the species of the Alpha Quadrant. Klingon intelligence will analyze the data you recovered from Hakiv's command center. I must confer with Chancellor Jimpok. We have fought one ancient enemy and won. If the Iconians seek conflict with the Empire,
Of course,
we will
that doesn't
destroy
make sense
them
to us
as
because
well.
the actual Klingon campaign has them fighting as you will have seen now, fighting the Fikleri. But that would make sense to Drakhara because she wasn't there, so a bit of a problem with that. But that's that. Now, the one last thing I was going to show you is this shield array we got. I'm going to drop it in now because this one has a visual effect. Some shields do, and there are also now things called vanity shields, which you can put on and have a different effect on your ship. So it's quite a neat one. Just you get this. It's meant to be a Riemann effect that changes the external appearance. I quite like it. So that's all we're going to do today. You're going to see the end of the Romulan Mystery arc next time, where we will go and finally take this fight to Hakiv. As always, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If this is your first video, a bit of an odd place to start, but you do you. But you can go back and watch loads of this along with other things like a nearly complete playthrough of Wing Commander 3. I'm on it, okay? And Myst, and the Star Trek 25th Anniversary games. There's some other games on there that you can see me play. So please do have a look through the rest of the channel. Please like and subscribe, it's always helpful. I always like having people liking and subscribing. And yeah, it's just in general, if you want to talk to me, you can put it in the comments. Or you can contact me on Twitter at Pyman70. Yeah, it's Twitter. It's not X, it's Twitter. If you want to get me on Blue Sky, I'm on Blue Sky with Pyman70. And on Mastodon, I'm Pyman70 at Mistedin, the one that doesn't like vowels for some reason. Loads of ways to talk to me, or the comments. Any of those are fine. So once again, thanks everyone for watching, and I will hopefully see you to conclude the Romulan Mystery arc. But until then, bye for now.